Hello everyone, you are watching Build Remarkable Business, the only show where engineering and creativity are brought together to serve your business. This is your host, Marina. Hey, welcome. Today I want to talk about guest reviews or your ratings. So people today, when they are making a reservation, unfortunately they don't do it through direct booking, which is a topic for another video, how you can increase these rates. So they open something like Booking, Trivago, Expedia, and on the other side they open TripAdvisor. And beside the offer that you presented on such sites, if at all, it might be that you don't appear that, maybe even better. But again, a topic for another video. So they open your offer. On the other side, they have the reviews of the real guests. They believe them. It's a numerous reviews there, and they make their decision nowadays based on those reviews, those rates. So it's not just about price anymore. I would say not even at all about that, especially when we are talking about that higher level service. So instead of making those rates so messy in theory and complicated to kind of control, like easy to really that you just need to provide a better quality of service, is it really that you're doing something wrong? Are those rates and reviews really true at all? So it's kind of a mess with that topic, even though it seems simple and easy. So I have a great approach that I call the guest review Rebus, and it has a couple of steps. First, there is a clarity that's usually missing. It means clarity of your concept. Second, it's a courage to really communicate your experience and your concept. Third, consistency. Why aren't you consistently providing what you promised? And then eventually we come to a lack of commitment to everything I just mentioned, to all the decisions you've made and promised, and a confidence to really serve your ideal guest. Not any guest, your ideal guest. And like the solution of this rebus should be this cat. The message is just to be curious and to put yourself in your ideal guest's shoes. So let's unwrap this and get a bit serious. So clarity, it's the first step. It's absolutely of the greatest importance to be very clear of what is your offer, what are your values, what's your concept. It has to be crystal clear, because of course that those reviews will not really paint the picture of real you when those people had completely another expectations than what you provided. And what if both you and them are correct? So it's definitely in your marketing and your messaging and when you're selling your offer that somehow you're not communicating what you're really providing. And there are various reasons why, but in this video I want to encourage you to really communicate your clear concept, your values. What is the experience your guests can expect there? Because then and only then, guests who decide to come into your premises will have similar expectations as you have on the offer side. And then there's a first condition being met, and it's actually you two meeting at expectations point. After that, there is a courage. Courage means that you really need to take ownership of that clarity. You really have to communicate these and really bold, in a bold way. Why try to be similar to big chain hotels, to some other fancy luxurious hotel down the road? No, that's not what you should do. You should be bold enough and communicate your concept and everything they can experience there as if you're talking to your ideal guest and only expect them to come. It's sometimes scary because you really need to, even though it's a hotel, you need to get used to getting no's from people who are not your ideal guests. You don't want any kind of demand. You want your ideal guests who will enjoy and appreciate and can't wait to come back and come back sooner than they think, than they planned, off season, in the season, and so on. So after this too, you want to make sure that you make the right moves, that you deliver what you promised. You need consistency. And that's always connected with systems, with standards, consistent standards. But consistency is very important because it sends that feeling, it provides that feeling of security, of being taken care of being heard for your guests. And it's really important. I mean, before, hospitality used to be only about material stuff, and then it's a luxury that pops up. It's those stars and some fancy words. Then it turned to be experiences. It's now as well, but it's even moving forward to like meaning and purpose. So we are building something more than just a place here when we say a boutique hotel nowadays. And this is why you should be thinking about consistency. So you have that structure built and organized so you can go further and be thinking about these experiences, above and beyond experiences. But in order to have privilege to think about that, you first have to have this structure settled so you can be consistent each and every time. So it's not that you deliver what you promised one time or only when you're not busy, but when you're extremely busy, you fail. Experience nowadays is a product and it needs to be consistent, because if it's not, then it's not a product. So eventually we come to commitment and confidence. That means being committed to all the decisions you just made about the concept and the standards and systems and the values and so on, and being confident in delivering it to your ideal guests. And the great tool here that now you can use for those extras and extremely well experiences is a guest database. I like to say that every person employed in your hotel should be doing customer or guest relation. So that means that everyone should be listening carefully and then act proactively and creatively. So getting to know your guests doesn't mean sending them lots of questions at once before they come, or even asking them during their reception or whenever at all. No, it means getting to know them a little by little, preferably without them even noticing what you're doing, and then active proactively, because that's hospitality. Service is less dynamic. It means acting to meet your guests' needs and wishes, but then hospitality and such kind of boutique experiences are more dynamic. So you listen carefully what they're doing, what they're into, what they need help with, and then you come up with idea and create a specific experience for them. There are some questions that now pop up in my head, thinking you might have them now, but we will talk about them in some other video, such as what's the balance between being consistent with certain standards and then being creative in delivering those boutique experiences. So this absolutely doesn't exclude one another. We set consistency and systems in order to support boutique experiences. And then when you have all that information about your guest from here and there, so different departments, it's not just about collecting it on one place, it's about connecting it and getting everyone to use it, being available to everyone across multiple departments so that everyone have a chance to deliver exceptional experience at any moment. So write me in comments how realistic your guest reviews and ratings are. I'm very curious to hear that. And I will give you feedback in which step I think that happened. So if you are ready to create boutique experiences in your hotel and to become a remarkable one, write me in the link below so we can start working on that today.